Welcome back to the channel. Today I am moving some more stuff from my old shop to the junkyard shop, and what I'm doing is I'm taking the powder coat oven. So I need this to powder coat some stuff on the Charger as well as on the Jeep. So we need to move all these nuts and bolts and just random stuff right here so I can get it out. I'm most likely also going to take the tire machine, and I don't know if I'll be able to fit the press because I'm gonna have to lay that down. And I may also, we'll see if I can take the tire machine as well because it's pretty large, but I want to grab the air compressor. So maybe I'll take this first and some miscellaneous stuff that I want to take over there. And then I could take the tire machine, the air compressors in another load. So I don't have to worry about really messing this up. I need to take the FD dash, which is right there. And I want to take all those milk crates as well. They have a bunch of SR20 parts as well as Sylvia parts and stuff like that. So I got the powder coat oven and all those milk crates full of SR parts in the back of the truck. And the powder coat oven actually went in there pretty easily. I just tilted in there, pushed it in. It was a little bit lighter after I pulled all the powder coat out of it. Built SR parts for a S13 SR that I have. Plus I have like 7 other SRs worth of parts with RB parts and a bunch of other stuff in there. But I now have the FD EFR turbo, some other random T28s, the back downpipe, the beginning of the downpipe for the FD, both wastegates, and we have some springs and stuff for a tile, big blow-off valve, and then the rings for the wastegates as well. So what I'm going to do now is run over to my shop, the junkyard shop, and get everything unloaded, come back, then we'll get the tire machine. Probably we'll see if we can get the press as well. Finish unloading the powder coat oven as well as all the milk crates out of the back of the truck, and I'm really happy this is now at the junkyard. It'll make my life a lot easier being able to get stuff powder coated. So I need to figure out where I'm going to put this. I might actually end up leaving it somewhere in here. I was thinking, since there is a plug over on this wall that will work with it, I'll just change the plug on the oven, and they're still needing to move these racks out of here, so I could just have the oven right here. It would plug directly in here, which I've been using this for my welder, and I think that will be quite a bit easier. So we'll see, but it'll be nice to have the oven in here because when I'm powder coating, it kind of gets dusty. So I'd rather have all the dust and all the grinding and everything kind of contained to in here instead of, you know, being in here with all the stuff that's kind of clean. I just want to leave this as maybe a little bit of work on stuff, maybe bolting stuff on cars like the FD and stuff, but I don't want to be, you know, it's already dusty in here. You can see the Durango has a lot of dust from when we moved everything out of here, and all the pallet racks were dusty. So what I think is try to clean this area up. I do eventually want to coat the floors, but I need to fill, you can see all these cracks. I'm gonna have to fill those with stuff to get it ready to coat, as well as etch it, and then I'll just do sections. So as you can see where the Z is, I'd probably like to do that section, and I'm not sure if I want to do, I really like how the gloss white came out at the other shop because it looks really good and it's lasted, but it's not as glossy as I like it. So I might try to find a company to work with so I can just get, you know, gallons of the product, and then I could actually just squeegee it out. And I've been looking at a few companies, but I'm not exactly sure. It's just a very weird thing with the epoxy coating, the floor coating. It's kind of hard to find like a company that does DIY, and all the other companies don't really list what their products do and how they hold up. There's a few that say light traffic, and this is going to be pretty light traffic in here, but I definitely want it to hold up with how expensive this stuff is. Go over to the junkyard, have a full load of stuff, a bunch of stuff for the FD 3000 GT side skirt. We have the air compressor, a bunch of tools, the powder for the powder coating oven, or just the powder coat, and the gun, and another tank of argon, some vacuum pumps for carbon fiber, a bunch of miscellaneous pipe over there, the old racing B exhaust for the FD that I'm not going to be using anymore, as well as the old turbo manifold for the FD. So let's get all this stuff unloaded out of the truck, and it's going to be quite a few loads to get everything moved over here. And as I'm moving stuff over here, I want to also start kind of cleaning things up, because we already have a bunch of stuff just kind of on the floor in the shop, and it's stuff that's already been there. So I've been moving stuff. As you can see, the Volvo R engine, the spare R engine, the 6-speed manual transmission, the center diff is all tucked under there. And I have the Tesla Model X P100D drive unit, the sport drive unit that's going in the Grand Prix. I moved it out so I have access to it. So what I'm waiting for on this is AEM is going to be making a board for this, and they're not done with it yet. So once they have the board for this, I can put this drive unit into the Grand Prix, and that is the whole plan. And then I also want to just run these 22s from the Model X on all 4 wheels on the Grand Prix, so it'll look pretty cool. I need to get adjustable arms. You can see how bad Teslas wear the tires. They're just awful. So I want to get adjustable arms. I'm going to get rid of those air shocks because I'm not going to use those. I'm going to go coilovers all the way around. But I'm just really happy that this is kind of right here, so I have access to it. So I can't wait to get this in the Grand Prix. But that is later on down the road. It's just really nice to have that. So that was from that Model X that I got, was wrecked, that I got for very, very cheap. So since that isn't under the shelf, I can now put other engines and stuff, all these pallets right here. So I have a 3.6 and a transmission from that 16 Charger, and I think it had like 40,000 miles. Those are going to stay there. The 6.4 block is going to stay there. Actually, what I might do is I might put the Charger 3.6 under this rack and then put a few engines next to it. And then I could put the 6.2 next to the 6.4 pallet, or I might put that pallet up on a rack. Not exactly sure yet, but I want to have this whole floor space right here open with nothing in there, because I'm probably going to have I have a tranny cart table, which I rebuild engines and transmissions on. And why it is a tranny cart table is because it's tapered, and in the center it has a hole, and it goes to a tube to like a reservoir on the bottom. And then when you take an engine apart, all the fluids and oil goes into that reservoir, instead of, when you take it apart on the floor, it just goes, all over the floor. So can't wait to have that table there. I also have a fab table, so I'll be getting, because I've been using this from the Junkyard up there, and I'll be getting rid of this. My fab table actually has wheels. It has a vise mounted on it. I haven't had a vise for quite some time, which has been very, very difficult when I need to hole saw stuff. It's just been kind of a pain. Plus my table is up a little bit higher, and it's on nice wheels, rolls around, I can move it around. So the plan is to probably have, some of those tables over there, and then I can move them around really easy. Same thing with the powder coat oven, it's on wheels, so I could just access everything really, really nice. So let's get the truck unloaded. I'm gonna probably end up putting the air compressor right next to this air compressor, and then I'm gonna just kind of connect them together. Or I might put it in a different spot, I'm not exactly sure. But I wanna put a water separator in between the line that goes from this air compressor. I now have the oven unloaded out of the truck, as well as the air compressor and everything else. So what I'm gonna do now is I have to go to Oregon to get trained by Cerakote. So I'm gonna start taking some stuff apart that I'm gonna take with me. So I need to take the exhaust housing and the compressor housing off of my EFR, and I'm going to disassemble the wastegates so I can get this housing right here off, because I'm going to coat that as well. And then I need to go back by my other shop, grab the FT exhaust manifold, and also I need to take the Charger rear lower control arms with me as well. So I'm going to try to take as much as I possibly can, which that's already a lot of stuff. That's going to be a lot of weight. The exhaust manifold, the turbine housing, the compressor wheel, I mean, that adds up really, really quick. So let's get this apart. It won't take very long. These are, I think, all loose because I've been mocking everything up. Nope, those are actually tight. I think this is loose though. Yeah, this is loose. So it shouldn't take too long. These ones, I'll take the fire rings out, or the, I think you call those fire rings. I'll take the Allens out of the top and just disassemble them. That'll be really quick as well. And then, yeah, I can't wait to go learn how to get, or how to apply Cerakote correctly, and then get all that stuff coated as well, because especially the lower control arms for the Charger, I really wanted to powder coat them, but I think Cerakote is going to be a lot better because this bore right here will be coated, and then I won't have to worry about any rust or anything later on down the road, which I don't think it's going to happen, but just to make sure it's not, we'll just get everything coated and just go from there. Just finished loading the truck once more. We have the transmission table and the fabrication table with a bunch of transmission parts, as well as a whole lot of tools. So I'm really happy to start moving some of my tools over to the junkyard, so I don't have to keep flip-flopping between my house, this shop, or the junkyard shop. Got that old crappy table out of here. I now have my fabrication table, which has a built-in vise. So I got this quite a while ago, and it's always worked very well. It has a nice storage underneath, so I could put, you know, all the stuff I get from Send Cut Send, all the materials. I just have pretty much everything just under there right now, so I need to clean that up, and I just put everything kind of neatly from the other table on here. That right there is the fixture for the FD exhaust manifold, but this is my transmission slash engine building table. Like I said, it's like tapered, has a hole in the center, and it has a tube that goes to a bucket or something, which I don't have in there right now. And they're both on wheels, like I've showed you guys before, and they move around very, very nicely. The other table was very difficult to move around, which was kind of a pain. So these I could just roll around wherever I want them, and if I need them out of the way, it doesn't matter if the Charger subframe fixture's on there or whatever's on there, I could push it around and not have to worry about it. So everything over at the junkyard is in my truck to take to the Cerakote training, and what I need to do is I'm going to cut this off, and I want to use the, the V-band right there, as well as these wastegates. The little plate right there, it's like a heat shield, it's in the way if I want to coat them. I think it presses out, or I think it's held in by this valve guide, which I'm pretty sure is pressed in. So I'm gonna try one. If I mess it up, I'm gonna have to get a new housing, but I'm pretty sure I've already tried to kind of lift it up and it kind of moves, but yeah, I think it's just pressed in. So we have the top ones. I think the color combo I'm gonna go with is I'm gonna do everything that's an aluminum gold, and then I'm gonna either do everything that is stainless in the titanium color, like the light, like very light kind of dark blue, or I'll do it in black. So it's all gonna be in that high temp heat coating to keep all the heat inside the turbine housing. The more heat you can keep inside of, the exhaust system, the turbo, etc., the more energy you can get out of it. So especially with the wastegates, these things, all this stuff, FDs, they get really, really hot on the exhaust side, and I don't want to have any issues, and I really want it to look good, because these actually start to look pretty awful after a while. And the housings, even though they're stainless, they kind of start to get dingy as well, and once they're coated, they really, really look good. Same thing with the compressor housing. I mean, I really want it to look good. Head up to the Cerakote training tomorrow morning, and I can't wait, because I just want to get a bunch of this stuff coated, and once I know how to do it, it'll be kind of like when I powder coat stuff. And now that everything is at the shop here, I just need to do a lot of cleaning. I need to reorganize all of these racks. I have a bunch of W58 trannies over there, which I'm going to start pretty much getting all this stuff back together. What happened was, I've had multiple shops for a very long time, and it's just kind of where you get to, you're working on something, you tear it down, and then, something else, then you move or something. And that's kind of what happened. Was I was at the one shop, and then I moved to this shop, and it just, projects stayed there. I didn't bring them down here, and it's just kind of been in the back of my mind for a very long time where I wanted to finish all this stuff. But it's kind of hard when you just, you're moving a bunch of stuff over there into this space right here, instead of now that I have the whole place, it's a lot nicer, and I can store stuff outside as well. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you're in Oregon, DM me on Instagram, do like maybe a meet and greet, I don't know, and gonna end the video here. So if you like these videos, click the subscribe button, thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.